What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today, Dreamcatcher released their new album, and this title track, Mason or Maison, however it's pronounced. I did look it up, and I believe it means home. Anyway, so we're here to check it out. I'm really excited about this because this is our first comeback from them on this channel, right? We've been exploring them. I've really been enjoying them. I stand them. I have my thoughts as far as like some of their more hyper rock concepts, which usually their title tracks consist of, but everything else that we've been hearing I love. And in the tracks that we've heard, the title tracks, there's been things that I liked about it. It's just once those guitar squeals and stuff start, it loses me, right? But I really enjoy them. So I'm kind of nervous, kind of excited. All the feelings are there, and I'm just a little bit nervous to see what we get in this one. So let's check this out. This is Dreamcatcher with Maison. Okay, a little distorted bass. Guitars right away, and I don't even know what else is going on. Oh, those were guitars. Double time guitars. I feel like we're in the chorus already. No, now we're in the chorus. Love the vocal pattern. Okay, before we get into the next section. Okay. Yeah, and it felt like we were in the chorus already because the second half of that pre-chorus is very epic. And like, there's a lot going on, and it feels faster than it is because the beat itself is just vibing along, right? But the guitars, like all the other instruments in here, are making it feel faster. And yes, those were guitars. I didn't notice that in the in the highlight medley because I'm really still getting used to the way not only them but K-pop in general process guitars, because the bass is really distorted as well, so it sounded like a synth, and now it makes sense. It's a very distorted bass with guitars that are very low in the mix, especially in the second section where they start chugging, so because they get faster, it's right? Palm muting, it's a lot faster, but they're so low in the mix. It's just it's not usually where guitars live, right? And since there's so much guitars in this song, it makes sense because not everybody's a fan of that, right? Having that just guitars all the way through. So let's go back and let this vibe in, see what they do on the second verse. Claps, snaps. Holy, even in that section, there's a lot. So it felt like it dropped down a little bit. It did. That's actually the first time the dynamic changed in the song for Dami's part, but it's still moving fast because she's got a certain vibe, but then there's those snaps and claps or whatever just going double time here. So it's just faster than what she is giving us to keep that momentum. And then all of a sudden the guitars come back in and they added a synth, which just like put me over the top. Let's go back and hear this section again. If you're new here, we nerd out on music, so it's just what we do. Keeping up the speed. And fun fact, that light little synth back there is probably my favorite synth sound or synth tone to use in the music that I make, and also to hear in music in general. It's like an old 80s, you can use that pretty much in anything and it's going to sound amazing. I think it's probably based on strings, but it sounds more electronic than strings. Really cool. And I have a feeling that's living underneath the entire song. That one right there. Yeah, I think it's back there. Yeah, it definitely is. They look so amazing too. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. Holy shit. This song does not let up. Even there, even though it's so big and beautiful and it sounds light, it's still intense because every section, every part of the mix is filled with something. It's filled with a reverb, a noise, something. Like it doesn't settle. It's still staying up there. It's really, really crazy. Let's go back. Yeah, that's a very beautiful bridge. Look at all that air and reverb, vocals in the back. And that, holy, okay, I thought I heard that. Okay, that is really, really cool. Okay, we're really going to nerd out here. Let me hear this again. This little, why does that hit different? Why does it hit different? Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to hear this again. I'm listening to the doon, 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 the 4-note walk right there. Why is that interesting? Okay, I don't know theory. I've played guitar for 20 years, but I've never learned to read or write music or know all the terms and all that stuff. I learned by ear, okay? So I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. So the reason why that stands out is because they did something for tension, and it's really, really cool if I'm right about this. So they present something to us at first, and then they make it louder, and I feel like they go an octave lower on the second time they do it, but they change one note, which almost sounds off, but it doesn't sound off, or it's not really off. It's just not a natural note that you would think would be used in the song that they've created so far. So let me try to explain this. So you have one note here, you have another note here. Let's say there's 6 or 7 notes in between them. You want to get from here to here, but you want to put another note into it. So it's a da, 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 right? Instead of just jumping to that other note. Depending on the song you've been playing so far, whether it's major, minor, what chords you've been using, all those things, some of the notes in between are going to sound more natural, a natural fit for that walk than others. So what they did was they presented a natural walk the first time, and an unnatural one the second time. Now, the only thing you're not hearing, we're hearing the middle section of the beginning section of the walk. We're not hearing the end because the end is the chorus. So the end is the first note in the chorus. So keep all that in mind. I know it's a lot, but it's really, really cool because I think they did that on purpose. Well, I know they did that on purpose. Let's go back a little bit. Yes, so the first one, doon, 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 or I'm not going to get it right vocally, but they chose the natural one first on the first 2 notes. The second one, they went down an octave, so still the same starting note, but just deeper or lower. And the second note on that, it is a half step up, so a half step lower. And I feel like, if I'm just remembering correctly, because I don't know scales and all that, but I know what, how to play. I feel like that first natural note, if they would have skipped the note they chose, it would have been natural as well. But they chose the one in the middle, which makes it cool because it's not off. It's just different. It doesn't feel natural. It's the best way I can put it. Essentially, think about like if they've been playing in a minor key this whole time, and all of a sudden they snuck a major chord in there. You're just like, where the hell did that come from, right? Like we've seen K-pop do that a million times. They did that here, and they did it for tension. It's like Everything in this song is made for tension. There was a section I was watching where they were performing the choreo, but it looked like this Matrix thing. It's just going down, it's speeding down. I don't know if what it was showing, but it was just this trail of an image, and it was just so fast, faster than the rest of the image. They don't want you to not feel that momentum. It's really, really interesting, and that this small little 3-second section is very brilliant. Really cool. Oh, that was cool. Yeah, they definitely ramped it up. Wow. That was really, really cool. What I loved about those repeating MAISON parts is that it was one of them or all of them up top, but then they had male voices, it sounds like an orchestra choir behind them, and it made it sound really, really epic. Lower voices back there, and they made it more distinguishable on the last time that they said that, because it didn't sound like there was one of them singing over that last part. Let's hear this again. That was really, really cool. Yeah, they ramped it up there. Very epic. Yeah, the last time they did that, they made those backup vocals even louder. They pronounced them out a little bit louder. I don't know if they just didn't have one of the girls singing over them, or they just made them louder, but you can definitely, they were definitely more apparent on that last one. That was really, really cool. Okay, our first Dreamcatcher comeback. And if you guys been here long enough, you know how I feel about the title tracks. There are things that I love in all the title tracks that I've heard, but they lose me when it gets to that hyper rock thing, right? And this is definitely a hyper rock, but it lives in that world that I like. You don't hear a lot of guitar squeals, and it doesn't sound like it's made for a video game or anime or something, right? It's more my style. However, it feels like, even though I was pausing, I still don't know what the hell just happened, because it feels like I am going somewhere, right? I'm getting on a train, but it's a super train, and I didn't realize that, it's a bullet train. I didn't realize that. So I'm getting on the train, the bass line starts, and the song is starting, and I sit down on my chair, and then all of a sudden, 200 miles an hour, I'm just seeing stuff fly by me, and I'm just looking out the window the whole time, and I'm just like, what is going on, right? And then I'm like, oh, that building's cool, that's cool, oh, look, you know what I mean? And you're hearing different things, really cool things, but it was a lot. And that was even with pausing. Taking a breath from it all, it still felt like a lot. But I feel like this song, as of right now, I'm just indifferent, right? I don't hate it, I don't dislike it, and I probably will end up liking it. But this is one of those songs for me that I'm going to need more listens, because there were definitely a lot of cool things in there. The vocal patterns were amazing as always. The vocal processing, just in general, I think the song's my vibe, but I think it's one of those you need to let marinate a little bit. Like, you got to hear it again, hear it in the car, hear it in different situations, but it's definitely playlist. And again, I probably will end up liking it, but it's going to take me some time to get up to that speed. Like, you got to be in the mood for that fast pace roller coaster that they just took you on. But there was a lot of epic moments in that, and yes, I did notice the looks were amazing. I have no idea what was going on in the video, but the clothes, everything they look so good. So all right, really enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time. Peace.